Hello everyone and welcome to Brickstars. In this video we're taking a look at the upcoming firefighting sets that are coming out with the January 1st release of the LEGO City. Now some of these sets we went through very briefly in our video when we were talking about all the LEGO City releases coming out, but in this video we got a hold of some new photos, so we're going to be breaking down in detail what these firefighting sets look like, what parts they have, some interesting things about them, and all that good stuff. So what we do know is that there are 5 new firefighting themed sets coming out on January 1st, and there are some really cool ones. So there are some we really like. We're going to start off with the biggest one of all of these firefighting sets, and it is the fire station with fire engine. It has over 800 pieces, 843 to be exact, and it has this really sweet modern looking fire station. If we take a closer look at the fire station itself, you can see there are 2 kind of garage bays. We get this living quarters slash command center up top. There's a little helipad or drone pad for this drone, and overall a very nice shape, very beautiful colors. Again, the structural engineer in me is loving this bracing here and kind of the structural capabilities of this structure. It almost looks like a bunker or very like modern kind of angular style building. Beautiful glass doors going through different bays, and we have some really neat figs. Now in addition to this building, we have the actual fire engine vehicle. Now earlier we only had this sort of one image, so we weren't quite sure on how big it's going to be and how it'll kind of compare with the rest of the sets and the cars coming from the other sets. But rest assured, we have more photos that we're going to touch on here in a second. So again, we do know that LEGO had fire stations in the past, and some of these are fairly recent, some of them are older, but the new one here is definitely different. It's different because it is an entirely new shape that we've never seen before, so I think it's going to look really sweet in any of your LEGO City collections and even as a display piece on your wall, because these old sets, like I mentioned earlier, they kind of all more or less have the same vibes. They're just kind of like very blocky buildings. Finally, the new one, we have very angular shaped, like curving shapes, these braces and everything. So I think the new one actually looks nicer than all these other ones, especially for the fact that it is just different. It stands out. The huge decal with the firefighting logo on the window, all that good stuff. It just looks really sweet. So on to the next piece here. This is the back of the box art, and right away we notice a few interesting things. On the top here you see that the garage bay is open. Now obviously the truck won't be able to fit in the garage stall, but if you push it back out behind it, then the door presumably can fully close. Also, the truck has multiple attachments, which we're going to revisit later on. Here we have kind of a better view of the truck itself and its cool colors, the pieces it uses, and can take a general guess on the length of it now because we see it in a little bit more detail. On the back here, we also kind of see the top floor consists of a bedroom, a little living quarters, the command center, and out here we have the drone pad, and then we have the pole. Have to have the pole. It's a fire station end of the day, and it goes down into this middle bay with some firefighting gear, some helmets and stuff, and then on either side we have garages. So here it kind of ties everything together. It uses really interesting pieces here, the Technic pieces, to get this kind of very long spanning structures and stuff. So very similar to what we see in the massive LEGO collectible cars like the Mustang, the Porsche, the big ones. It uses kind of this as their framework just because it is a little bit more sturdy and stable. Here we get a nice close-up of the figures, including the guy in his pajamas in his bed. I'm sure he is like our command controller guy. He lives up in there, he's sleeping, but he could also be a firefighter just off duty. So nice that they included him, and I love his pajamas with the little fire logo print. That's a really neat touch actually. Then we get this older, refined looking gentleman. I'm guessing he is like the commander or the chief of this fire station. And all these figs have the exact same pair of pants, which are like your firefighter coveralls, but they do have different tops. At least that I can see here, they're all different. On their tops are all different. The older gentleman here has a red top, but you see a shirt beneath it. Then this girl here, who looks like she's training the dog, has just suspenders and a t-shirt. This is our kind of standard one, the lady on the bottom here. And then the guy to her right, that has either a radio or a jukebox, I can't quite tell. He has another red piece on top, but it looks like almost a scarf. It just kind of on the top bit. So all of these, oh, that is not a radio or a jukebox, that is the controls to the drone, my bad. And otherwise, all the prints are different, which is always a nice thing to see. And even the dog has this kind of uniform and badging on it. So really nice pieces, really nice hair pieces, a good assortment of faces that you see here. My favorite, honestly, is probably the girl that's training the dog. I like her expression and the freckles. I think that'd be really nice for any kind of different photos that we are taking as Brickstars. And otherwise, all of them bring something to the table that's really nice. The drone itself, you could see, has the 4 propellers, and it even launches water. It has this little toggle, and it shoots a water brick. So good for putting out fires for sure. Then here we get a close-up again of the back of the fire station alongside the truck itself. So here you get another visual of the truck with the ladders extended up. These are nice pieces for sure, especially have the figures climbing up there with fire extinguishers. So it shows the reach and size of that fire truck, and then again the same angle of the back of the fire station. Here's a close-up of that living area. You get a coffee maker here in the middle. You get 2 displays. It looks like one's hidden here, and it looks like one of them is the news channel, but you see that it has the fire logo print, so I'm guessing these are stickers that are custom to this set. You get this guy jumping out of bed. He's so excited to go to work, more excited than I am. And of course you then have the bed, so a little bedroom area and work area for him. On the bottom we get our 2 bays. I do love that they actually wrote 1 and 2 for the different garage bays, and they have these slope pieces on the bottom, so if you put any of your existing fire trucks or vehicles, they'll just drive right up. So that's always really nice. Then here we have a nice side view of this truck with the attachment that is the ladder, and it rests right up here on these 2 nodes. So I don't know if they extend or not. Just looking at this, I don't think they do, but they definitely rotate up and down. And then we have the water cannon attachment, so that actually shoots these sort of water pieces. So you could choose which of these you want to outfit your truck with, or if you want to mock or build another truck that has the different one, you have 2 garage bays, so you very easily could. And I did mention this in the other video, but I love the fact that they kept the styling continuous. If you don't want to mock a truck, you could just get one of these other sets, and presumably they'll fit right in with it. I don't know if this bigger truck on the right hand side, the off-road truck, will fit inside the garage. I think it wouldn't, just judging by the height, but this little nice one with suspension for sure would. So you could end up with a good collection of fire trucks that can go with your Lego city and kind of save the day and put out fires as they go on in your Lego city. Here's just a nice promotional shot from Lego that shows the set sitting on a table just for reference and for scale. You could see that these attachments that you have on the fire truck, especially the ladder and this cannon, are actually quite sizable. Like, look compared to the minifig how big they are. And again, I do love this pole that they could slide down, and the garage bays with the lettering again is a really nice touch to have. Like, it just looks very industrial, but I love the curvature and the shape overall. The ladder with the fig holding on to the side and all that good stuff. It just looks really neat. And this is one of those really cool sets that it is fairly big, but I think it has a lot of playability and it has a lot of cool different features that come alongside with it. Moving on to the next set in size that's large is the fire rescue plane. It has under 500 pieces, just under 500 at 478. Now this is also a really nice build with really neat colors. We do know Lego did this sort of thing in the past. You see these other sets that have planes. My personal preference is the left-hand side plane that you see here with these propellers, and it could land on water. But the one we have here looks not only bigger, but more intricate, and it has these big jet engines. It has this little area here, and it has both water cannons, and I think you can drop water as well from the bay, or from the sort of mid bay here of the plane. So this one only could drop water. This one has the cannons as well as the water dropping capabilities. And then also we see something quite new here, and that is this sort of figure that has the wings. I think it's called a wingsuit. So quite interesting in terms of Lego putting this type of thing in, but creative nonetheless. And you see he has a backpack with water cannons that shoot off it, so he can jump out of the plane presumably and glide down with his wingsuit and put out fires that way. So that's a cool and little different feature that we've not really seen ever, I think, for these firefighting type of sets. And then of course you have the plane, which is a nice size, nice shape, very detailed with the pieces it uses. The cockpit obviously is a big pre-made piece, but you can see as the back goes on, like it's extended quite further than the other ones that we had from the recent sets. You get a lot of water pieces, you get these figs, and you get this kind of like lush jungle thing with fire. As Brickstars, I think this is a nice intricate piece that we could use for all kinds of photos where we're using Lego pieces. I don't quite know why it's on fire, but it is, and here comes the plane to put it out. So it's a neat set for that. Here we have a close-up of the figures. So with these different figs, I like that they all come with hair pieces and helmets. That's standard. They do have different clothes or different prints. At least these two do. I can't quite see the one on the left, the wingsuit guy, but for the other ones, the two shirts are different, but the pants are no, they're not the same. The pants are not the same. Here you have the strap on this middle one, and here you have kind of a little pouch. So they're actually different pants as well. Which actually begs the question why they didn't put one of these different style pants in the other firefighter or fire station set. But anyway, these are the ones that we have with this set. We get these three figures and this sort of stuff. Here's a really nice photo from the Lego website of the rear of the plane, and you have this big water tank. It's blue, it has the dials, so that's a really nice touch. And then you could open up the back of the plane, and presumably the wingsuit guy can climb up in the back, and that's where you could dive out as the plane is sort of flying. So really nice detail on the rear of the plane. I do love that hatch that opens up, and some sticker pieces that just have the right amount of branding for this set. On to then this photo here, which has the actual water dropping mechanism, I guess, where you put these sort of pieces in to the plane here, and it even looks like a water lid, and then they drop out of the bottom. I don't know if there's a mechanism you pull back, and that's what this is showing here. You pull something back and then they'll all kind of come tumbling out. But regardless, there's a lot of play features here, and there's enough different sets and different pieces of this that it seems that you could have more people playing with it at once, or you could have it on your wall or in your Lego city as a beautiful display piece. Here it is for reference of size, and you could see actually that forested area is quite big. Like, it's luscious, but it's quite big. And then the plane itself, you see here, it's a good size, beautiful shape, and the wingsuit fig. The next one we have is the 4x4 rescue with boat, 301 pieces. It comes with the camper that sets something afire here, and it comes with our two figures and this beautiful Jeep that has a water reservoir in the back as well, and this nice useful boat. So they're all given different numbers, like unit number 2, unit number 3, and I do like that they kind of keep that going on all the sets. I do like the different style of the Jeep front here, the grille piece especially, and the hood. I've not actually seen this style done specifically by Lego before, so I do like seeing little bits of different things here. Nice figures that you get, that we see here, and I think we're going to have a closer up shot of them later on. Here's the back of the box. So clearly our camper is going through a bit of a misfortune, so he's frying some eggs and he starts a fire. So then these guys, the firefighters, come. They have a boat, they have the truck, they deploy and put out the fire and save the day. Really nice off-road looking set for sure. And again, whenever you get more than one sort of main vehicle, call it the Jeep and then the boat and then the camper, gives you more playability. This is easily a 3-person set to play with, or just a nice display piece as always. Love the front of this Jeep. Lots of good photos that I could see Brickstars taking from this style. And here we have kind of the little bit of the campers area. I do like how they made this sort of piece the tent. I mean, I know it's just kind of the plate with these little handles, but it works the part. I would prefer personally if they went back and had those fabric ones that we saw in the Adventurers sets way back in the day, but this is what it is, and I think it looks the part. Now there's a nice little dock area here, or pier, some water, and then here he is frying the egg, again going through a bit of a misfortune while it all sets on fire. The firefighters both do have different prints, which is nice, at least on the shirts, not on the pants. But the camp area is a nice little addition. Again, it gives you that little bit of extra playability when it comes to this set. Now the back of the truck has a water cannon that puts the fires out, so that's a useful touch as well. That we didn't see a photo of the back of the truck previously. Again, it's missing taillights and it's missing the license plate, which I don't like personally, but again, based on the size of everything and kind of the structure, I understand why they had to do it this way. But it would have been nice, for example, to put a license plate in the top left here, or even kind of on this piece if they used a double wide piece of the slope for license plates, but that's a minor detail. And onto the fire rescue helicopter, 85 pieces. Now we're getting smaller. It should go a little faster. You just have a very basic fire piece, but again, it's 85 pieces, so you can't really blame them. The helicopter itself looks quite detailed. If we go to this photo here, you could see that the cockpit kind of comes down. You get this nice slope piece. So the shape of it for sure looks to be pretty sweet. And it's Unit 4, as we've discussed earlier. It has water cannons on the side and this little door that opens on the side of the helicopter, revealing more water storage. So it gives you the ability to store things inside. And then here's a nice little promo shot of the helicopter kind of as it's moving. And here's another one too as it puts out the fire. So it has these two cannons on the side that shoot. Nice color, simple set, probably going to be cheaper. So this one is kind of a no-brainer just to have to collection. I think it's a nice set that looks cool. Maybe the fire is a little simplistic, but again, 85 pieces, you can't really get much more than that. And here we have the fire rescue motorcycle, 57 pieces. We get this unfortunate griller here. He burned a hot dog. I see a black hot dog on that table, and he's really messing up. So here comes the fire service to save the day. It looks like this. It looks like this is Unit 6 from the decal, and it's this sort of motorcycle that has a water cannon, a little water tank. And here she comes to put out the fire, save the day. I know I talked about the frame is not a standard motorcycle frame earlier, and we actually found this photo on Lego's website. So it uses car wheels, so they're quite wide, so this thing should be pretty stable. And then these two kind of frame pieces that click in together, forming the basis of the vehicle. And here we have another shot of the bike, and kind of the burnt hot dog with this claw holding it, and then the two figures that we get. Good face on the civilian figure, nice little shirt. It looks like he's going to like a beach party, and then she looks serious and ready for business. Good hairpiece, neat little barbecue, simple but effective, especially with the fire piece on top. For me personally, this is probably a set I wouldn't get just because I'm not a big fan of the motorcycle. I mean, I think it's a bit unrealistic and ridiculous, but at the same time, being a toy and being something that is a smaller part count, this is probably a nice cheap set that you could pick up for your family, for brothers and stuff, and it won't break the bank. So it has a purpose. While maybe not being a collectible or a display piece, it still looks nice enough that it would be a great gift. So those are all the firefighter sets that are coming out on January 1st, at least the ones that we know of. Stay tuned for more videos, more photos. We're going to be doing more analysis. We're going to be doing some lore videos as well for the different factions of the Lego world. So we have a lot of stuff planned, and we're excited to have you on the journey. Until next time.